On the women's feed, it's a constant stream of content telling them that all men are dangerous, useless, or out to use them. On the men's feed, it's content calling women hypergamous, superficial, or less than human. Both sides are being fed radicalized generalizations designed to make them view each other as enemies. But when you strip away the online noise, you realize men and women are responding to the exact same thing: trauma, pain, and hatred. But as long as you let an algorithm dictate how you view the opposite, you're going to treat real human beings like statistics. I know it's hard, but if you want healthy relationships, you're gonna have to step off the internet and start judging people by who they actually are in front of you, not based off hatred or your past traumatic experiences.
Why do girls like going out so much? Why do they go to the club and stuff?
Oh, that's simple. Because they get men to pay for things. In other words, they get free stuff.
Because girls can go out with $0 and get wasted without having to pay a dime.
Is that really something to brag about? Going out and getting wasted on someone else's dime. It's almost like there's a lot of women out there that just use men for what they can get out of them.
And they don't have to pay for a drive back. Someone will buy them an Uber. Some guy in the club will buy them an Uber. Someone.
It's almost like some women don't see men as people. They just see them as walking ATMs.
They'll probably end up getting fed as well. With $0. All they had to do was get cute. Stop complaining about the
It's really embarrassing to be a woman sometimes, because the saddest part about this is that there's a rather large group of women out there that actually encourage this type of behavior and praise each other for doing this. Just a reminder, they're essentially using mainly men for what they can get out of them. Since when was being a user of people something to be proud of?
Wow, look at God. How you doing, beautiful?
I'm good.
Wow. What's your name?
Cash out.
Cash App?
Yep.
That's actually really funny. That's really funny, though. I'm JB Cash App. JB Brown. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Oh,
you.
you even shake my hand with the wrong hand. You started off with the wrong foot and the wrong hand. What's your real name?
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay? Seriously? Mm-hmm. Okay, what's the name that like your parents gave you?
$4.50.
Oh, even God got a sense of humor. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, $4.50 Cash App. All right. If I was trying to get to know you, like your character, I see you're funny. Like, okay, tell me something like this. Like, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
Right now I'm in between jobs.
You in between jobs. Okay, I see how this going. All right, I ain't gonna hold you, but maybe I can have your number.
Well, my phone's off, so that'll be $80.
Your phone is off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, check it out. I was gonna give you my number, and I see where this is kind of going, and I ain't gonna hold you. Here you go. Take that. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
$200. What am I supposed to do with this?
I don't know.
Wow. So you don't want my number no more?
I'm good. Maybe go buy your personality.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the plate? You guys want cheese? Here, Mama. You start off with cheese or pepperoni?
Cheese. Pepperoni. Cheese.
So that's yours.
This video went on for about 2 minutes where his wife is really just holding the camera and he is serving up plates and pizza to all of the kids. She is also holding a baby during the interaction, but people in the comments are in a heated debate on what is going on and what is wrong about the situation. One side is saying that it is very obvious that that man is exhausted and he deserves better and he's probably going to divorce her at some point. And then a bunch of other people are saying that she deserves a break because she's been taking care of the kids all day. She's probably also exhausted. My first instinct is that he is very obviously exhausted, and the fact that she's holding up a camera instead of helping him doesn't really sit well. But then if you dive deeper into her page, like she actually has a decent following. She's probably trying to do something with it, which could be totally worth the filming at that point. But even more importantly, they share 10 kids, like together, they have 10 children. I don't even think that it's like a blended family situation. Like I think that she has birthed 10 children and they've done it together. I think this is just a situation where there's two parents equally exhausted and they all deserve a pizza night. There's nothing wrong with that. But what do you guys think?
The men that take pride in being men, the ones that were raised by their dad, granddad, uncles, and they were just raised a certain way, that you take pride in being a man, that you're here on this earth to provide and protect. Like, they get offended if you try to do something around them that they feel like is a man's job. Why is you touching that garbage? Why is you, don't reach for the bill. What is you doing? Oh, your tire blew out the other day. Why didn't you call me? What is you doing? Like, that's what I'm here for. They get offended when you don't include them in your life, when you're trying to figure it out and do too much. As a woman, he wants to solve these problems for you. Very much protective, very much loyal, very much knows that his woman is a reflection of him and how he treats her. Yeah, I want him. I want him. I don't want the guy that be like, that's crazy. You tell him an issue and he be like, man, that's crazy. What you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna do nothing but get away from you. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't want those guys that be trying to push you off to figure it out. What is you doing here? Why are you in my life? Why do you text my phone? Please get off my phone. I don't want you. I want him.
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me. Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable. If a man asks you out for coffee, send him an invoice. Charge him $500 because that's closer to the real value of your time, your energy, and your presence.
I don't know how she says this with such a straight face, but for women that agree with this, that is what makes men believe that women are delusional and transactional. Because he knows, I know, and you should know that you're not Margot Robbie. So a coffee date is totally appropriate for normal folk like us, which is why I highly recommend for you guys that are out there dating, keep on making the coffee date your first date, because it is a good filter and it keeps the delusional women at bay.
Can someone check on these men? Because they have just lost their ever freaking minds. I've gotten so many crazy comments on my feed. I am now being told crazy things about my looks, that I'm old, that I should be lucky that anyone's even giving me attention, that there's a lonely female epidemic. Let's fact check real quick. This is my Tinder. This has been my Tinder for over 6 months. It doesn't matter how many times I swipe left. It is always over 10,000. And this isn't just my inbox. This is most women's inbox. Who are the lonely ones? Because I know that there are no men, or if there are few, there are probably thirst traps that maybe have an OF page. But I know that there are no men with thousands and thousands of matches and likes. And even if you had people hitting you up, you're lucky if they even respond to you most of the time. So you guys can think like you're God's gift to women, but we are choosing. We're not lonely and we're not bored. We're freaking staying away from you. That's what's happening. Oh my God.
You need to watch this video.
How does a man know he's ready to be a husband versus ready just to have a wife?
How does a man know that he's ready to be a husband versus just being ready to have a wife? When a man is ready to his pride, when a man is ready to his ego, when a man no longer sees himself as a center of his world, then he knows that he's ready to be a husband. When a man gets excited about the work that it takes to be the man that a woman and his family needs, he knows that he's ready to be a husband. When a man is passionate about serving that woman, when he's passionate about making her the priority, when he no longer seeks to be served, but to serve, then he knows that he's ready to be a husband.
It's funny because, like, I didn't disappear because I fell off. I disappeared because I needed to get my mind right and tighten my spirit back up. And sometimes as a man, right, you got to cut the world off. You need to shut down all the noise and just lock the in. You know what I'm saying? They want to be seen so bad. Like, they want applause, they want attention, validation, but nobody want to sit down and just rebuild. It's impossible to spell solid without solitude. How you know if you solid if you've never had to sit with yourself long enough to face your own thoughts? Like, you don't know. You ain't never had to sit in 23-1. You never survive solitary confinement. Sometimes the only way to elevate is to take a step back and just like read your life. You know what I'm saying?
Like every day I wake up just mad about something, just mad, just thinking about crazy stuff, right? But I'd be like, the only way like my life could change and the world could soften up if I change like how I think and how I'm vibing. Cause like, you ain't gonna get no good fruit off a bad tree, you know? And like, a good tree can only produce good fruit.
You know, I don't think modern women really understand what they be talking about. There's a woman talking about, look at my Tinder inbox. I'm not lonely. I always have over 10,000 likes. You don't have a man. You don't have a man. This is what I be saying. Well, this is not just my inbox. It's most women's. Y'all know y'all seem to continue to come right around to the point that men have been saying. Y'all think that y'all have endless options and y'all mistake that for, oh man, you know, my well never runs dry. Attention for me never runs dry. And you know, this is what it's going to be. This is what my life's going to be for the foreseeable future until you get in the future and you hit that wall. And the wall a lot of times is unforgiving because you don't expect it. But the trajectory of things, yeah, you know, even if it cuts down to a little bit, I would still assume I get 6,000-7,000. But the 6,000-7,000 cuts in half, or the 10,000 cuts in half, and now you're looking at 5,000. So, ooh, a little bit less than I expected, but 5,000 is still 5,000. Then you go another year, and that drastically cuts again, to where you maybe have like a handful of guys, and then you're like, wow, that went south fast. This is what men are trying to warn you of.
When a man feels shame, biggest failure. It's the biggest failure that he could possibly confront. Let's say that he did something here in this part of the river, right? And he is deeply ashamed of the way that he failed himself or others. He won't ever go there again. He'll go everywhere but there. To protect himself from ever failing like that again. He thinks that's his penance, the pain that he's in to withdraw from his family. The men who leave their children because they're sure their children are better off without them. But then they realize, oh, but they also are harmed by me not being there. Right? Women don't know. Most of the decisions y'all make is because you think we'd be better off without you. Men take their lives because they think we'll be better off without you. Well,
I messed up talking to my husband again. So I was sitting in the bedroom working, and he comes in and he's like, are you making something? The oven's on. And I was like, oh yeah, actually I started making these new cookie things for the kids, and there's dough that I had to make, but I didn't realize that it needed to chill for 30 minutes first. So I had to put the stuff in the refrigerator. He just cuts me off and he's like, do you want the oven on? And I stop and I think, and I'm like, well, and then he cuts me off again. He's like, I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. You can just turn it off. See, I over-explained and I gave way too many details that men just really don't give a about. He didn't need to know what I was making. He didn't need to know why I was making it. And he didn't know the dough needed to chill for 30 minutes. None of that information is ever relevant to men. We need to leave that kind of stuff out of our stories. Women, we share all of our details with each other. So the dough having to chill for 30 minutes is super relevant to a woman, but it isn't to a man. We shouldn't say those kinds of things to men. All he needed to know was that, yes, he could turn the oven off.
So this was interesting. Check it out.
I saw a guy talking about how he's paying close attention to this work because he's wondering if people are going to start getting drafted, and men have to be worried about that, you know, and women in the comments, like feminists are like, God forbid men have to do their duty. Now it's not toxic masculinity. When it comes to on a battlefield, we're all good with that. But any other time, it's this toxic masculinity. Like, now it's God has a design. We are all created differently. Women can't do what men can do. Yeah, I guess when it's going to cost you your life, your ideologies change real quick.
Did his finances or anything like that play into your decision for like a long-term relationship with him?
He was a high school dropout that worked at a homeless shelter, making minimum wage. No, not even a little bit. He couldn't drive. He didn't have a driver's license either. Like, no, I didn't care about that at all. Yeah. For me, I recognize if I'm the career-oriented one, why would I care about him? Why would I care about this? But so, no, not at all. But like, I just want to be clear. That's not the case for a lot of women. women. I just recognize that as a necessary trade-off because of my career aspirations specifically.
Well, it sounds like your non-negotiables were more like about his character and obviously physical appeal.
It's more like a prerequisite in my mind than a non-negotiable. Yeah, it's like as long as you're attractive enough. Women just like attractive enough.
That's what I try to tell a lot of guys. It's like, you just got to get here. Like, it's not like, you don't have to be crazy. You just got to, and most guys can get there. That's
You be like a 6 on most things and you're going to clean up, really.
a 6. I'm trying to get my guys to a 6. That's what I'm trying to get them to.
When you project all women, the average height for a woman is 5'4". The average weight is about 170.
What?
Y'all Google it out there and see if I'm lying.
You know what the funny thing is, too, Unc?
What's that?
Hey, Joe, 5'4" and 170, if it's proportionate to and everything
boy, you
in
got
the right
him on your
areas, boy, who you telling, boy?
Ooh-wee.
Oh, my God.
Ooh-wee. Hey, I told you, I told you what to pull. Man, the one that pulled that pistol on your boy.
Yeah.
Smooth like this. Not a dimple, not a pimple, not a wrinkle, not a crease, not a divot, nothing.
Oh, man.
Bounce quarters off a booty. Hey, what Google say?
Average height, 5'3" to 5'4". Average weight, 168 to 171 pounds. Yeah, he was right.
Now, you get you one that's athletic. Lord have mercy.
Don't forget to check the ankles now.
When
Check
I'm
the
saying
ankles.
ankles, they eye level. Look to the right and see them, Ocho. I'm just saying, you talking about check the ankle? That must be what you talking about. These women today, they ain't not built like these women like when we were coming up, Ocho.
You hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, it's different.
And these teachers, man, our teacher was 70 years old when I was in 3rd grade.
You see some of these teachers now, boy. Hey, Joe, I wouldn't have missed one class, Joe.
The best way to not upset a woman is don't tell her anything you think will upset her. Just don't tell her. But then you get accused of lying and concealing. And so you can't trust men to tell the truth because you guys are smarter than women think you are. A woman is like, tell me the truth. And then you tell them a truth and they don't like that truth. And they get really upset about that truth. And as a woman, because we're motivated to not upset people, they actually think that if you know how upset I am about what's true for you, you will change what's true for you. I really think that. But you guys are smarter than that because it's been true for you for a long time. And there were no problems until you told her.
Yeah, easy correlation. I told you, now there's problem.
Now there's a problem. There was no problem before I was out loud about it. There's no problem at all. And really, honest men just stop telling the truth because it's not worth it.
I have to say I feel sorry for some of you men out there in the dating world because it is 2025. I'm a 38-year-old female, and these women out here even confuse me. Some women out here putting Jesus in their bio, but then you go look at their stuff and it's nothing but thirst traps, lustful, seductive content. I mean, the modern day woman calls serving your husband oppression, but yet will have no problem going out and serving a male boss and cry that that's empowerment. And real feminine energy is not marketing like the modern day woman might tell you. Y'all are in seduction and femininity like completely confused. And I've said it before, but a lot of women have this long laundry list of unrealistic criteria that they want in a man, but yet they bring nothing to the table. And we don't talk about that. We tell the women, no, you are a queen, you will be treated as such, but we're not teaching women how to be wives these days. And I would go out on a limb and say that most of the women out in the modern day dating culture do not actually have standards. They have entitlement and accountability, a woman's kryptonite. Some of you ladies are going to alone still blaming men for the choices that you made.
A lot of women seem to be upset about the soft guy era, but let me tell y'all why it don't make sense at all. Because a lot of these same women want to live a soft life themselves at the expense of a man. Ain't no problem with that, but if a man can provide you with a soft life, chances are he already living it and he just inviting you into his world. So it don't matter if y'all don't like it. It is what it is. But on top of that, you asking for something that you don't want to give. Y'all don't think y'all coming off as selfish? The man don't even really want this. But just to see how y'all act and see who y'all really are, that's the point. So it's weird when y'all act like the goal is to be family, but y'all really debating if you should treat a man the same way you want to be treated. It shouldn't even be a debate. Matter of fact, when women actually care about a man, they do all of these things, which is why y'all complain about broke men. A lot of y'all have done this before and still do it for men who just don't value you, so the energy is not reciprocated. But this is what's happening out here. Women and men out here choosing based off of money and looks that can fade a minute from now. What happens to your relationship? It fade right along with it. Anybody who got any type of sense, they not even gonna waste their time with you. So that's what's happening out here. The same way a lot of women think that men don't like women, a lot of women don't like men, but they brainwash into believing that men are supposed to pay for everything. So this is the only reason they really want to with you most of the time. They think that the key to their soft life is you, but they don't really want you, which is why they don't want to hold up their end of the deal, which is why they don't want to treat you the way they want to be treated by you. It just don't make sense to me. But whatever, subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
Someone commented on my other video, like, why does he see more women make videos about like how single life is such a struggle and it's hard for them, and he doesn't see a lot of men making those types of videos? And in my opinion, there are more women looking to settle down, looking for something serious, and I feel like the majority of men are not looking for those type of things. Which is why there's an imbalance in the dating pool. We have all these women like, I want my husband, I want to get married, I want to be a mom, I want to, you know, lock it down. And then the men in the pool are like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm still trying to be outside. I want to date multiple people, or they're just looking to hook up. They want to have a situationship. So it's no balance. So you see a lot of women complaining that the men in the dating pool, they're not attracting the type of men that they're looking for because men are not looking for anything serious. That's just my opinion. And with that, because guys aren't looking for anything serious, they have tons of options. So why, I'm not looking for anything serious. You are. I'm not going to change my ways to settle down with you when there's all these other women that I could pick from. So you're not seeing a lot of men complain about being single or dating sucks for them because they're actually having a good time being single, because they're not looking to settle down. Most of them aren't, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. Why do you think men are having more success in being single and dating than women are?
I think a lot of these modern women, they say they're looking to settle down. Settle down means activities that she's been dreaming of as a kid. It's just an event in her life that she wants to go through to kind of say that she's done it. But a lot of these modern women aren't really ready for the work, which, to be honest with you, a lot of people that get married, they're not really ready for the work that comes along with being married. When you're in a relationship and you're by yourself, you still have a little bit of leeway, just, you know, maybe not a lot, depending on, you know, what state you're in common law. But in marriage, it's sort of like a mental thing, to where you're like, oh, I got to be this, I got to do this forever. A lot of modern women are not ready for that. When things start going south according to how they feel, then they want to get out of the relationship.
Was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends, and we were on the topic about how women want men based on what they see that relationship look like on the outside, right? And they usually think that it is the man, but it's not usually the man. It's the woman that's supplying that lifestyle. It's the woman usually that's exposing that man to that life, that world. That is her world, and then she's bringing him into it. And he treats her based off of how she treats herself. So if she has this world that she's already cultivated, she has these standards for herself, she has this respect for herself, he has to give her the same respect that she gives herself. That is just cause and effect, right? Most women think that if they get the same man, that they will get.
Men, when you're seeing a woman or dating a woman and she says she has guy friends, you need to shut that down and run. Let me tell you something about the friend zone guys. Women that have guy friends that are in the friend zone, they're only there because they're on standby. They're not capable of going out and getting a woman like that on their own. So they sit around, wait around until the opportunity presents itself, and then they fall into place. They're beta, okay? That's the worst scenario you can have. Ladies, you have guy friends, you're gonna have a hard time in relationships. It's not that men are jealous, because if my girl steps out on me, then I'm gonna shake the dude's hand and say he did a better job than me, but I don't deserve that. Also, he saved me the drama. But if you got, ladies, if you got guy friends, you're wrong. That's the guy you should be with. When I was single, I go, oh, we can be friends. And I don't want to be friends with you and hang out. There's no value for me to be friends with you and hang out. Here's where I am in life. Successful financially, I invest in startups. What value are you bringing to the table, and why am I hanging out with you?
Women might not even realize that they're pushing their man away until it's too late, until he's gone. Here's how you notice. It's not always cheating that drives men out. It's disrespect, constant negativity, emasculinizing him, belittling him, and making him feel like no matter what he does, it's never enough. When men feel drained instead of inspired, they don't explode. They retreat. They stop opening up. They stop putting in effort. They stop fighting for the relationship. And then the women play the victim, acting blindsided when he finally leaves. But the truth is, you created an environment where he couldn't thrive, where his presence felt like a burden instead of a blessing. And men will not stay where they feel unvalued, unseen, unappreciated. So if your man is pulling away, stop pointing the finger at him and look in the mirror. You might be the reason. Respect him, admire him, build him up instead of tearing him down, because the moment he realizes peace exists without you, he'll never come back. And that's a hard truth most women don't want to hear.
Save the marriage trip. Jeremy is right there. Hasn't looked back once. See. He realizes that I'm not right behind him.
You realize that man don't give a right about you, right, ma'am? And listen, this ain't just for you. This is for all ladies out there. If your man is walking that far ahead of you, he is a narcissist piece of shit. He don't give a about you, because what's going to happen is when you finally catch up to him, he's going to say, where were you? You should have kept up, blah, blah, blah. When he did it deliberately the entire motherfucking time as a form of control, as a form of keeping his thumb on top of you, as a way to start an argument that he knows you probably can't win. Any real man, when he's out in public with his queen, he's going to be glued to her side. Our natural instincts is to protect, is to provide and protect for our woman, especially with the sidewalk rule. We want to make sure our queen is safe at all times. And being that far ahead, he can't do that, and he knows that, and he don't give a It's time for you to find a lawyer. And any woman that's going through this, it is time for you to get out of that relationship, because that man is a narcissist and could give a about you.
This woman has something to say about Hispanic men and black men.
And with that being said, I have never heard or seen a Hispanic man say, I date outside of my race because Hispanic women talk too much and they're spicy and they have attitudes. And guess what? Hispanic women do. Hispanic women act very, 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 very similar to black women. And guess what their men do? They get their ass up at 3, 4 in the morning. They hop out the van and they go work. And guess what? They do not complain about it. What's wrong with y'all?
You know what? This young lady has a point. I don't really hear too many Hispanic men complain about that either. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. I just don't hear about it. So like I said, she has a good point. But I do have a couple points as well. Number one, show me a bunch of Hispanic women online talking bad about their men, calling them broke, calling them losers because they don't make 6 figures. Show me those women.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Number two, even though you say these women have the same attitude as black women, but their men will still get up and go out and work and take care of the family. But I notice you seem to leave out a very important point. Those women take care of their home. They cook, they clean, they take care of the kids. And if there's any extended family living there, they'll take care of them too. They don't look at housework like slavery. They look at it as taking care of their family. Now, like you said, they might have an attitude when they're doing it, but guess what? They're doing it. And number three, you don't hear a bunch of Hispanic women coming online talking about how independent they are, how much they don't need men and how men are useless, and then turn around and expect these same men to want to come and provide and take care of them. And before y'all start with the he don't love his mother crap, I am a black man who only wants to be with a black woman. So you can miss me with that. And of course, I am not talking about all black women, and I'm not talking about all Hispanic women. Now, I shouldn't have to say that, but I've been online long enough to know I do. So like I said earlier, you're making a good point, but so am I.
Checkmate. Shoot!
I got asked to go on a date the other day. He wanted to get coffee and then go on a walk. Mind you, the only pictures I have of me outside on my Instagram are me at a beach outside the country. Stop asking me stupid questions. Asking me stupid
To all the men out there, do me a favor and stay far, far away from all women like this. They are not looking for a future with you. They are looking for a distraction to get their mind off of their unresolved trauma. Even listening to her video made me feel terrible. I couldn't even imagine dating a person who is unstable like this. It is the fastest way to ruin your dating life and your mental health. You should be aiming for going out with someone who wants to have a connection with you, who wants to go on a simple date and get to know you and quite possibly have a future. So if you ever find yourself in a predicament where a girl is making fun of you for wanting to get coffee and go on a walk, do not take it to heart. The right woman will want to do something simple like that. It's just mentally unstable girls that have to fill the void in their heart with drinking, clubs, and hooking up with random strangers. So don't take it personal.
Look, you need to be unfollow maxing on Instagram. This girl would swipe up on my stories and talk to me, and the second I would make plans, this is her second time eluding me. So when she left this like, I just went to her profile, remove follow, unfollow. The reason why you need to unfollow girls that aren't being cooperative is they're wasting your time. This girl knows exactly what she's doing. I'ma step in, step out. Step in, step out. I'm very big on out of sight, out of mind. Since I will never see that girl again, I won't think about her. Therefore, I won't reach out to her and keep being desperate and thirsty. Honestly, a lot of your simping problems would go away if you just unfollowed that girl. You asked her out twice, she has made time for you both times. Unfollow her. Do it right now, actually.
Watch this.
I don't submit to no man. I don't let no man tell me what to do. See, the enemy is trying to convince us that submission in the home is inferiority. But this was never about your value as women. This was simply about order and function. Imagine you and your husband, you're driving to your destination, and both of you have a steering wheel, both of you have brakes, and both of you have an accelerator. It's gonna end in a crash. The creator of the car was not trying to oppress the passenger by saying, I'm gonna take the steering wheel away from you. There can only be one person sitting behind the steering wheel. How is the car going to get to the destination? There has to be someone sitting in the driver's seat. God said, I'm gonna put husbands in the driver's seat of the house. But see, my role in the passenger seat is to help him. Do you need some water? Do you need me to turn up the music? Do you need help with the navigation? I'm not just sitting there looking pretty. I am helping us get to the destination. We can destroy our husbands with just our words and our tongue, always questioning his decisions. Oh, I took the wrong turn again. If I was sitting in the driver's seat, whoa, we're not sitting in the driver's seat. And we're not going to constantly bicker and criticize his leadership. Our husbands have enough attack from the enemy in this world. The last thing he needs from us as wives is for us to also be a voice of attack. That as a woman of God, I am going to lift up my husband, support my husband. I'm going to honor my husband, speak well of my husband. I'm going to build him up so that we can get to the destination that God has assigned him. Both people need to sit in their seats and do their roles.
Men are selfish. A man's mind is naturally programmed to subconsciously always think about himself first. Even if he may not realize it, every decision he's making in every situation, he's thinking how this is going to benefit him. So when he asks you to move in with him, and you're thinking this is because he loves you and he wants to move the relationship forward, yes, that may be partly true, but the main reason he's doing it is because he's hoping that you're going to cook for him, you're going to clean for him, he's going to have whenever he wants. He wants to share the bill so that he can save more money. But as a woman, this means two really important things. For one, you should always make decisions in your relationship with him based on your best interests. Never make a decision that is going to disadvantage you. For example, never quit a good job you have because you need to move to a different city, state, country to live with him. Second thing is that you need to set boundaries for his selfish behaviors. Make it clear to him that you will not tolerate when he makes decisions that are just in his favor and are not considering you. Call him out on his selfish traits so that he is now aware that you are watching him and that he needs to reprogram his brain to be more selfless if he wants to continue a relationship with you.
I think honestly and truly I get tired of the narrative that guys are always out to get women. You know, it's guys have a few different walls that they have to go through in order to even get the date. The first one, or one of the top ones, being the woman's past issues in relationships, especially if she has kids and she's been done wrong as she sees it. But then they have to go through society's expectations of what they should be. But then now you got this foolishness of a man's always going to do this and he's always doing this in his best interest and he's selfish. So they got to fight through all of that. They got to fight through what you think a man is and you talking about what a man is versus what he actually is in society. They got to fight through your trauma and the stuff that you've been through, and then what society. Honestly and truly, I'd say society has a little bit of trauma too. But the way that they act towards men, oh, well, we shouldn't believe this, we shouldn't like that, we shouldn't do this. Trauma. And y'all are dumping it on the men and saying, okay, you want the woman, figure it out. She don't have to do anything to improve herself. It's all on you, champ.
This lady got a question for us, fellas. Let's see if we can help her out.
Auntie's here and I got a question. Why are more women shoveling themselves out, digging themselves out? Where the men's at?
Okay, it is time to go outside and shovel some snow. Where's a man at when you need him? Because ain't no me around here. In New York, I never hardly had to do this because, of course, I had good neighbors. I should have kept that last guy I was dating.
I can't do another winter with no husband. This is the last winter I got in me without a husband.
I'm a single black woman in Chicago. Of course I have to go shovel my own snow. I'm a single woman in Chicago. So even my male friends don't even see if I need my snow shoveled or iced or anything because they think I got a list of dudes lined up and they don't want to do it so they don't look stupid because in case somebody else is cracking me.
I am 40 years old and at this big age, this is the very first time I had to shovel my porch, stairs, and walkway by myself. As a single mom, I'm at peace and I love my life. But it's moments like this that make me think to myself, it would be kind of nice to have a man around the house. But
I'm trying to be a good Samaritan and shove this hard. Like,
if you got a man and he out here shoveling your snow, sis, go in the kitchen and fix that mother plate. Stop playing. Stop it.
This is hilarious to me. So I guess you only need men when it's time to pick up the check and shovel snow. That's what I'm taking from this video. And it's so funny to me because that type of thinking is why these women are out there shoveling snow, because they don't understand the value of a man. And then these women are tripping. And one lady talked about she gonna find a husband by next year. Well, you look like you're in your 40s, maybe 50s. So if you ain't found one yet, I'm gonna bet that it ain't gonna happen next year either. And the other lady mad at her so-called male friends because they don't want to come shovel her snow.
What kind of shit is that?
Lady, that's not their job if that's your male friend. Why would you even expect them to do that? That is insane. But it's fine. I'm not here to give you women a speech or anything. I'm just here to answer the first lady's question. She asked, where are the men, or what are the men doing?
Just chill.
1,000 singles coming to a singles event is crazy. Y'all gotta check this out.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. Like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation, or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. We know where they at. Bye.
Look here, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you women I told you so, but I will let Craig say it.
Told you. I told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
Because this is what I keep talking about and other men are talking about. What did you think was supposed to happen? And the path that these women are on, it ain't gonna get any better. It's just not. And the sad part is there's probably some good women up in that room who has no chance of meeting a man because the men don't want to come to those events because of all the bad women. I just did a video talking about how women are out here asking where are the men, but men are not asking where are the women. How come women don't come to these single events? You never see that because it's not an issue for men. That is a woman problem. Now, when the lady said she was worried for us, I'm looking around like, who's us? Because this is not something men are worried about. I know you women don't believe it, but men are just not pressed about this like y'all are. And I know there's a bunch of women out there who could care less about any of this, but there are a bunch of women like those 1,000 women that was in that room. Well, my bad. She said it was 1,000 singles in that room. There was a couple of dudes in there. So let's say out of the 980 women in there, they care about it. And it sucks for them because a lot of those women don't deserve to be in that situation, but this is the situation that they're going to be in. I know a lot of women think I hate women because of a lot of stuff I talk about about is negative towards women, but I really am trying to help you. When I come on here and show you the negative stuff and then talk about how to make it better, I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm doing it because I want to see y'all do better. But y'all rather keep listening to those panderers who keep lying to you, and this is exactly why you're going to keep seeing events like that. And just to be clear, this isn't just a black thing. Men are not really attending these single events within any race. Men in general don't really want to be bothered with a lot of the women that are out there. And it's so crazy to me because a woman would come on here and make a video like this and talk about how there were no men, where are the men? She's getting worried, but then these same women would turn around and say they are the prize. Well, there were a lot of unclaimed prizes in that room. That's all I'm saying. But none of that is going to matter. You still see them walking around saying men should work to get them. Men should fight to get them. If men are not even showing up to see you, what makes you think these men are going to want to go out there and fight for you? Wake up and step into 2026. Things are different. Again, I'm not telling y'all to go chase men, but y'all got to get off this pedestal and realize that y'all got to go out there and work just like the men have to work for us to make this thing happen. And even though you backed off the question at the end, you did ask a question. You said, where are the men? I think my boys from the woods said it best.
Back it. Hang it. Back it. Hang it.
But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
Cole, open the door. What do you mean my key card is revoked? We are just taking a break. You can't lock me out.
You wanted to explore the free market, Lisa.
I went to Miami for a girls' trip to find myself. I didn't break up with you.
You requested an unpaid leave to test your market value. I simply removed your employee badge.
You are my provider. You are supposed to be here when I get back.
Providers fund exclusive investments. You declared yourself an independent contractor.
This is my apartment too. All my designer clothes and bags are up there.
Not anymore. Your physical assets have been liquidated and relocated.
Liquidated? Relocated where? Cole, what did you do?
Check your email. I sent you a severance package.
A public storage unit? You put my life in a cheap warehouse?
You wanted freedom, Lisa. Now you have it. 100%.
Cole, please. It's freezing out here.
The free market is cold. Dress warmly.
And today, on how sexism is only funny if it's about men, please see the following.
Under my leadership, women would not have to pay taxes. No, they wouldn't. You're a woman. No taxes for you. Everything is a tax write-off for you.
Oh, it gets better.
Next, tampons free. Pads free. Anything to do with menstrual cycle and pain is free.
And how are those going to be paid for? Oh, yeah, that's right. That half of the population that would be left paying taxes would be footing the bill for those.
Next, we are going to stop funding male medical research. No more of it. From now on, we are only doing studies and research for women, on women's health only. From here on out, thank you so much.
So half of the population is not deserving of medical research? Oh dear.
Next, all men must go to work under my leadership. Yes, you must. You must be at work. Providing for any woman and every woman in your life. It's a requirement under my leadership. Bitch.
Yeah, no. There are those of us women out there that can actually take care of ourselves. Sorry that some don't fall into that category.
And finally, every man is guilty until proven innocent. That's just a quick little roundup under my leadership of what I'm aiming, okay? Thank you. This is the Simona Project.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who's wondering, who exactly is going to be enforcing this new sexist regime? I wonder if they thought that part through.
Capable men don't need managing. That's first and foremost. He shows up without being asked. He notices without being told. He doesn't need chasing, reminding, nudging, or emotionally carrying from one week to the next. And his life is already in order before you arrived in it. He doesn't find you intimidating. Your capability, your ambition, your ability to handle everything doesn't make him feel small. It makes him feel lucky. He's not competing with you or quietly undermining you subtly. He lives to see you win and claps when you do. And he'll tell you that to your face. He asks what you need, even when it's inconvenient, especially then. He makes a genuine habit of considering your experience, what kind of day you've had, what you're carrying or living with, what would actually help. And he doesn't wait for you to reach breaking point before he even notices that you're struggling. He carries his own emotional weight. He's done enough work on himself to know who he is, what he feels, and how to communicate that without making it your problem. He doesn't punish you with silence when he's struggling. He's too busy bringing his real self to the relationship rather than bringing his wounds for you to manage. He chooses you consistently, not just at the start, before he's seen your dirty pants or your latest emotional wobble, but on a rainy Tuesday when everything's stressy and ordinary. And the choice to be there is just that, a choice. You never have to wonder where you stand with him. You know, because he makes it clear without being asked. These men exist. I need you to hear that. Because if you've spent years in patterns with the wrong ones, you've probably started to believe that they don't. But you definitely won't find one while you're busy mothering someone who isn't him. Big hug.
I think it's funny that, there's this guy who was talking to a woman and, from the clip, it seemed like he was basically trying to say, well, you really only need to be a solid 6 as a man to clean up with these women. You're gonna have a bunch of options. Well, maybe not a bunch of options, but you can get somebody. And the woman that he was talking to, because he was trying to make the point, well, he didn't have a lot of the guy that she's dating in a long-term relationship with didn't have a lot of money. He was a high school dropout, and I still chose him. I think even in that situation, she clarified, well, I'm a certain way and I do things in a certain way, so he didn't have to have all of that. But I'm the exception, meaning most women, this is what they want. Because a lot of women, they still want that protector and provider role. Protector and provider means I don't have to pay any of the bills. I want my career. His money is my money. My money is my money. That's the type of lifestyle that they want. Well, feminism has given us equality and we're trying to make up for lost time. The men need to understand that. They need to know that. They need to accept that. Yada, yada, yada. So while you were trying to prove a point that, men don't have to be all of this, what the red pill says, the woman come back and kind of disproved your theory and said, well, I'm the exception. A lot of women, they want the traditional man, but they want it to be updated a little bit to where I don't necessarily have the same responsibilities that I used to have.